Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. So if you hung out with us for our last explainer, you know we covered the basics of branching and did a module review for your Solana projects. But today, we're taking things up a notch. We are looking at a much more advanced scenario. We're going to dive into how we keep our project histories from looking like an absolute 10-car pileup on the freeway. Yep, we're talking about the epic classic showdown, rebase versus merge, and how your team's branching strategies basically dictate the entire flow of your code.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the Git history highway, then look at merge, which is like building a bridge, and rebase, which is moving the cars. After that, we'll cover 3 core branching strategies, how to handle resolving branch traffic jams, and wrap up with choosing your Git policy. All right, let's get the wheels rolling.
Section 1. The Git History Highway, a mental model for commits. To make complete sense of Git history, we're going to use a roadway metaphor. I want you to imagine your repository as this massive highway. The branches, like your main branch or a feature branch, are the distinct lanes of traffic. And the commits, well, those are the individual cars driving in those lanes. Every single time you make a commit, you are putting another car on the road.
But listen, before we figure out how to merge all this traffic together, we absolutely have to talk about commit hygiene. This is basically the practice of maintaining a clean, readable, and logically sequenced history of those cars. And why does this matter? Well, because good commit hygiene determines how easily your team can review code or, say, track down a bug using Git bisect, or even inspect release candidates later on. I mean, if your cars are swerving all over the place, finding the exact one that caused a crash is going to be an absolute nightmare. And let's be real, nobody wants to be the target of an angry Git blame expedition, right? Moving on to Section 2, merge, building a bridge, the additive approach. So first up in our traffic management toolkit is the merge. If you think back to our highway metaphor, merging acts exactly like building an explicit, physical bridge that connects 2 completely separate lanes of traffic at a very specific point in time. Now, you'll want to notice the distinction between the 2 types of merges here. A standard merge creates a brand new commit, basically a new car that actually has 2 parents. It perfectly preserves the exact timestamps and the parent context, showing exactly when and where the traffic combined. On the flip side, a fast-forward merge is kind of a special case. If the main lane hasn't had any new traffic since you started your feature lane, Git doesn't even bother building a bridge. It literally just zooms the target branch pointer ahead to the tip of your feature. Boom! No extra merge car needed.
Merging is incredibly safe. It's what we call an additive process, meaning it never ever destroys history. It creates this brilliant audit trail, which is fantastic if your team needs to track parallel lines of development for a big release. But yeah, there is a catch. If everybody is just building bridges all the time, your Git history is going to start looking like a massive, visually noisy spaghetti junction. It gets nonlinear and just incredibly complex to read.
Which brings us to Section 3, rebasing, moving the cars, the transformative approach. If merging is building a bridge, rebasing throws the whole concept of a bridge right out the window and opts for straight-up teleportation.
Yes, you read that right. Rebase literally rewrites commits. Instead of merging 2 lanes, Rebase acts like a teleporter. It picks up the cars from your feature lane and neatly, one by one, drops them right at the front of the main highway. The code patches? They're exactly the same, but they are given brand new commit identities, totally new metadata, and new parent pointers.
This really brilliantly illustrates the core conceptual difference you've got to remember here. Merge is additive. It preserves the historical integration record exactly as it happened. Rebase, though, is transformative. It basically reconstitutes your commits with new ancestry to create this perfectly beautiful, easy-to-read linear lane of traffic. It seriously makes reading the history from left to right an absolute breeze for code reviewers. But hey, here is the absolutely crucial point, folks. The golden rule of Rebase. You never, ever teleport cars that other drivers are already following. What I mean is, do not rebase commits that have already been pushed and shared with your team. If you go and rewrite shared history, you're forcing your collaborators to reconcile totally different object graphs. They'll have to run these incredibly complex pull rebase operations, and you will cause an absolute disaster of a team-wide traffic jam. And trust me, you will definitely be buying donuts for the entire engineering team to apologize. So, only rebase your local, unpublished work.
All right, Section 4, 3 core branching strategies, the playbook for Solana projects. So how do we actually apply these 2 tools, merge and rebase, to standardize our team practices? Well, much like the structured, well-organized courses you'd find at Forge College, your code base needs a really clear operational framework.
Let's look at 3 common patterns.
Consider this your ultimate branching cheat sheet. First up, we have feature plus merge. This results in a nonlinear history with very visible merge commits. It's really best for large teams and long-lived branches where you desperately need a strict audit trail. Second is feature plus rebase. This keeps your history beautifully linear. It is ideal for smaller, super-disciplined teams who just want clean code reviews and easy bisecting. And third, we've got trunk-based development, which relies on frequent, tiny updates to keep things moving at absolute lightning speed.
Let's zoom in specifically on that highly disciplined trunk-based flow. It basically operates on 3 steps. First, the main branch must absolutely always be in a deployable state. Second, developers commit very small, frequent updates. That means branches are incredibly short-lived, and those fast-forward merges we talked about, they dominate here. And third, to avoid breaking the app with unfinished code, teams use feature flags to hide incomplete work from the end user. It definitely requires stellar testing, but honestly, the speed is unmatched.
Moving right along to Section 5, resolving branch traffic jams, or managing merge conflicts. Look, no matter which strategy your team picks, traffic jams are just inevitable. In Git, we call these merge conflicts. A conflict happens when 2 cars try to occupy the exact same physical space, kind of like when 2 developers edit the exact same line of code in totally different branches.
When that collision happens, the big question isn't really how to fix the dent in the code, but when exactly do we apply the fix during our Git operations? Like, do we fix it during the merge, or do we fix it during the rebase?
We generally rely on the resolve where it happens rule. If you're rebasing, you resolve the conflict at the exact moment you attempt to move a specific commit onto the new lane. The fix becomes baked directly into the moved feature commit itself, totally seamless. But if you're merging, the conflict surfaces at the bridge point. The fix is recorded as a completely separate, distinct integration commit sitting right on top of both histories. Basically, you choose your strategy based on whether you want the fix hidden inside the logical change or explicitly recorded as a separate action.
And that brings us to Section 6, choosing your Git policy, rules for the road. Let's move to our final section and see how all of this builds into concrete rules for your repository. We've talked about the mechanics, sure, but how do we make sure our collaborators actually follow the speed limit?
Here's the thing. Your branching strategy is not just a personal preference. It's a full-on operational policy, and it needs to be strictly enforced. You should require a protected main branch, enforce mandatory pull request reviews before any merges happen, and please, for the love of all things holy, disallow forced pushes to shared branches so nobody accidentally rewrites history. Finally, clearly define your exact strategy, whether it's merge, rebase, or trunk-based, right there in your project's contributing document.
I really want to leave you with this thought today. Choose policy over preference. Ultimately, whether you decide to merge or rebase, the true goal is to choose a policy that ensures predictability, improves readability, and just removes operational friction for everyone collaborating on your Solana project. Consistency is absolutely your greatest asset here.
We're going to see exactly how these history choices interact with remote pushes and CI checks in our next lesson on pull request workflows. But until then, I highly encourage you to head over to forge.college to explore more fascinating Web3 tools, dive into advanced developer concepts, and really elevate your skills. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and hey, happy coding!